Hi everybody, welcome back to Tips for You. Today I want to talk to you about college. And many of you will be starting this school year thinking about where you're going to be going to college. Perhaps you've already looked at colleges, you have colleges in mind. Or maybe, the springtime is when you're going to be looking. And you want to start thinking about what you want to do upon graduation. Well, this topic has been in the news so much lately with the cost of colleges skyrocketing. It's getting out of control. It's to the point where parents are getting so far in debt for their kids, and the kids are getting so far in debt themselves, that it almost looks like your future is going to be nothing but paying off the cost of college. So that's what I want to talk to you about. I want you to think of this as a very practical investment, like you would buy a car, like you would do anything else. You're investing in yourself, and you have to think, are you ready to go to college? Do you need a college education for what you want to do, and do you know what you want to do? If you have absolutely no idea what you want to do, then you may not want to consider spending $50,000 to $60,000 a year to figure that out. My suggestion is be more practical about it. Try to figure that out either ahead of time by taking different courses while you're in high school, shadowing someone who's in the profession that you think you'd like to go in, or taking some time off after you graduate to really explore what you want to do. And I don't mean that that's just time that you hang out at home and do nothing. It's productive time where you really analyze and research what it is you'd like to do with the rest of your life. If you think you have an idea and you want to go to college and explore that idea, taking classes, and you find that once you're in, well, it's kind of not what you thought it was going to be and you don't enjoy it, well, you tried your best. You went in with the thought that you wanted to do it. It's time to switch gears. Don't stay on the path too long, because then you're going to be unable to apply credits and you'll be there even longer, and again, it's more money. And you don't want to bankrupt yourself or your future for the 4 years that it takes to get a college education. You are going to be a student of education for the rest of your life. So for those of you who decide not to go to college, don't think that, well, everyone's going to get up ahead of me and I won't have career possibilities. There are career possibilities for you if you don't go to college. What you just have to do is educate yourself in the field that you want to learn more about. So if you want to be in a technical trade, or you want to do something different, or you need to find what you need to know about that field and become an expert in it and educate yourself and perhaps take courses in it. But maybe the 4-year degree is not something that you wanted to seek. College is really fun. You can have a really good time, and I'm not saying don't have fun. You can have fun. Enjoy your time there. But it's not all about having a good time. It's not about, woo, I'm out of my house, let me just go party it up. You really have to keep your eye on the big picture. The big picture is that 4 years go by, you're going to graduate, and you need to have a plan. You're going to want to start to be independent. You're going to want to be able to pay for your bills. You want to maybe move out. You want to, whatever it is. And that day comes before you know it. You want to have something to fall back on. You want to say, I went to my 4 years of school, and now here I am, I'm getting this great job. I'm doing what I want to do. This is what I planned for, and it's a wonderful feeling. But if you're always worried about what's the next party, and you didn't apply yourself, and your grades aren't good, then guess what? Somebody else is going to get the job that you want. It's very competitive out there. I'm sure you know the job market is tough. It's not easy. So you want to put your best foot forward. You want to be the person that has what it takes to do the job. You want to show them. The first thing they see about you is your resume, your grades, how well you did in the 4 years that you were at school. It tells them a lot about you. It tells them how hard you worked. It tells them that you applied yourself, that you care, and that you're ready to work hard. So when thinking about where to go to school, think about, do you want large or small? Think about what's in your area. Perhaps it's a way for you to save money. if you don't want to incur tremendous amount of debt, and your parents don't want to incur tremendous amount of debt sending you to school, try to look at what's available at state schools. Or perhaps commuting. You can always live at home and go to school. Look at financial aid. Try to get scholarships. Apply for as many as you can. Your high school has lists and lists of local businesses and companies that offer scholarships to students by doing community service projects, essays, things like that, and you can get money for college that way. Always apply for aid. Try to see if you can have help to go to school. And, don't think just because you're taking student loans out that it's free money. It's not. The interest rate currently is 7% that you have to pay back on those student loans. It adds up, believe me, over 4 years. And you want to be able to be in a position to pay it back. Have an idea about what you want to do is important. But, look at all aspects of what it is that you want to do. Look at how much money the position can make, the career possibilities. What is your upward mobility in that career? Is it a tough area to get a job in? I mean, I'm not saying there's a perfect major, but if yours is the type of major or field that you're going into that there are few jobs available, then you're going to have to work really hard to get a job. If you go into a major that there are abundance of jobs, well, then you may not have to work as hard to get a job out of school. And, here you are fresh out of school with no experience, you are going to have to work hard to make a mark for yourself in your life. So I'm sure many of you are going to write and ask me what I did. Well, I went to a four-year college. I did not go away to college. I went to a local college, a private college, and I was an accounting major. I love business. And that seemed to be, to me, the best route for a good foundation in business. I had excellent grades. I got a fabulous job with one of the big four accounting firms coming out of college and had a great career in that. If you know you want business, then you might want to make sure your school has a good business program. If you go to a liberal arts school that doesn't offer business, then you're going to have to seek your business education with a master's degree, but now that's more schooling, that's more time, and that's more expense. And it's your expense. It follows you around for the rest of your life. You will always have those college costs. So think about it. Think about what else you want in life. You want a car, you want a home, you want other things. You don't want to just be strapped with debt. So think about it. This is a very big undertaking. Think about your career path. Think about your future and never lose sight of that. 4 years goes by really quick. So you always have to have your eye on the future. Not a lot of people think about, what they're going to do after college ends. While they're in college, they're having a great time. But don't lose sight of it. You can still have a great time. You can still have your eye on the future and make plans going forward to where you're going to end up when you graduate. Make sure when you explore career opportunities, that you maybe have an idea of what you want to do, but you need to know how much money you'll be able to make. And if you're comfortable with that, then go forward. But if you're not comfortable with that, and you had a different idea or an image of how much money that you would have liked to make in your career, then it may not be something for you. That's why I say research. Really look into it and hold the school accountable that you look at. When you go to visit these colleges, make sure you go to career placement and you check that out. And what do they have to offer you? What is their placement percentage? Do they help the students get jobs and internships? What companies come and recruit on campus? You're making an investment in this school. You want to know that you're getting what you're paying for. You're going to get what you came to that school for, and that is a great job. You want to know they're going to help you with that. You want to know that in the field that you're going into, that they have some sort of structure set up to help you get that job, and that they're there for you and you get to know them. Doing an internship is a great thing. I just touched on that for a second, because very often you'll get a full-time permanent job from when you do an internship at a company in your junior summer going into your senior year. So I really encourage that if you're in college to grab an internship. It is a fabulous learning experience for you in your field. It's a great way to know if that's what you want to do. So keep that career placement in mind. And also make sure that you have an idea of where you would like to work upon graduation. So if you go to school out in the Midwest, say, but you know you'd like to work in New York City, well, find out if that school in the Midwest has companies that recruit from New York City, or they maybe have local offices there that do recruiting and then send the employees to New York City. I mean, if you know you want that, structure your college education with that in mind. Because if nobody but, West Coast companies come to the school that you're looking at in the Midwest, well then the chances of you getting to the east, the northeast for a job are very small. You have to do it all yourself. You have to send out resumes and contacts and network and work really hard. That's why you have to, it's great if you can use the college's networking at your disposal, at your advantage, because they have relationships with companies, they have students that go there year after year, they have college fairs and career fairs, and people come. Of course, they want the best students, and go and introduce yourself, and work at it, ask questions, find out how they like their careers, see where their path has been, what it takes. So just keep it in mind when you're looking at a college. Where is your plan to end up? So if you go to school out west and you don't want to stay out west, then you might want to think about going to school a little closer to where it is that you want to end up after school. Parents, keep that in mind as well too, because if if your kids go away, very often their network develops where they are going to school, and it's possible they could stay out there, and you have to be okay with that. So if you have a close family and you like people within driving distance rather than flying distance, it may be something to consider. Family is important. I can't stress enough how a close family can be an extremely supportive network. So, if you don't want to be too far away, then, consider that as well. So I hope I made some really good points for you to consider, some things that maybe you didn't think of. It's so important to plan ahead. You don't want to just take, a $240,000 gamble with your future and your finances on something that you're just not sure about. I don't think anybody would do that. That's like you saying, okay, I'll just go buy that house over there, but I've never been in it. I don't know the neighborhood. I don't know if I'd like my children to go to school there. I don't know anything about it, but I guess I'll buy it and then I'll go in it and figure it out when I'm in there. You would never do it. You would always make sure that you know what you're getting into, that you know what you're paying for. You wouldn't even buy a car like that. You would know what you want, you'd test drive it, you'd know how much mileage you're going to get to the gallon, you'd know how comfortable it is, everything about the car before you buy it. So you should know everything about your college, about the student body, if it's a place you think you could see yourself, if it's a place you think you could fit in. Don't settle. Find the right fit. Do the best you can, making the decision at that time. Know what you want to do. If you have some idea, it's great. And then think about the cost, because it's really important and it will follow you around. Okay? So please subscribe, because I have a lot more to come, something of interest to everyone. And please visit me on my blog spot where I do a lot of writing. And I'm also on Twitter and Facebook, so please visit me there and we can stay connected there as well. Take care now. Bye-bye.